All right, please stop working. We'll discuss the answers. So for the first one, I told you, let the abscissa be X. Okay, so for the first one, let abscissa be X. Back. What is given? The sum meaning plus. The sum of what and what? The sum of abscissa X and twice the ordinate, 2 times the ordinate, is means equal to 11. Everything is there in English. You just have to convert that to a mathematical equation. The sum meaning plus of 2 things, what? The abscissa and twice the ordinate is 11. Next one. The cost of half dozen eggs is the same as the cost of 1 packet of bread. So what should we say? Let the cost of half a dozen eggs is the same as the cost of 1 packet of bread. So let the cost of an egg. Always you should assume for 1 unit. Let the cost of an egg be rupees X. Let the cost of a packet of bread, be rupees Y. Always assume for 1 unit. Okay, so here there are 2 things, eggs and a packet of bread. So let the cost of a packet of bread be rupees Y or X, anything. Okay, here eggs are mentioned first, so I said X for eggs and Y for bread. Let the cost of an egg be X rupees and let the cost of not 1 slice of bread, 1 packet of bread, okay, is Y. Now read the question. The cost of half a dozen eggs, 6 pieces, that means, okay, so that means 6x. 6x, because 1 egg is X rupees. 6x will be 6x. 6x is the same as, meaning equal to, the cost of 1 packet of bread is equal to Y. Yeah. Children, I forgot to mention one more thing. Please continue with the first one. You must always, whether it's mentioned or not, you should write it in the standard form. So go back to this one and write X plus 2Y minus 11 is equal to 0. Always leave the equation on the standard form. So X plus 2Y minus 11 is equal to 0. All right. So for the second one, it would be 6x minus y is equal to 0. Sorry. C is not there. That means it's 0. It's 0. You don't have to write plus 0. The x term, the y term, and the constant all should be in the LHS is equal to 0. Here there is no constant. That means the constant is 0. You don't have to write plus 0. All right. Next one. A and B have some erasers. A said to B. So let's assume that now. Online students, are you listening? Following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we'll start like this. Let the number of erasers. Let the number of erasers with A be X, and let the number of erasers with B be Y. Okay, now let's read. The A and B have some erasers. So we have assumed that A has X erasers and B has Y erasers. Okay, A said to B, if you will give me 10, So A says to B, B should give A 10. Okay. I will have twice the erasers left with you. Okay. Now see here. Write X and Y on either sides. That's the first step. Write X and Y on either sides. All right. Now who's giving? Who's giving 10? B is giving. So that means he will have 10 less, right? Now who's receiving? A is receiving. That means he'll get 10. So add 10 to X and subtract 10 from Y. Correct? Because Y is the giver. So Y minus 10. X is the receiver. So X plus 10. Now what is now the two sides, you'll have to put an equal to sign in the middle. But what is given there? I will have twice the erasers left with you. I will have twice the number of erasers left with you. So that means this guy A will have, meaning equal to. Will have is converted to equal to in mathematics. Is, was, will have, will be, all that means equal to. So I will have, A will have twice what is left with B. This is what is left with B. This is Y minus 10 is left with B. Twice that one. So see here, I'll write it again. After receiving 10 from B, A will have X plus 10, correct? After receiving 10 from B, A will have X plus 10. Now A says, I will have, okay, I will have what? Twice what is left with you. 2 times what is left with you. What is left with him? He has Y, but he's given away 10, right? So Y minus 10, this is left with him. 2 times that, 2 into Y minus 10. Now read this. A has twice what is left with B. This is A has twice what is left with B. This is left with B. Correct? Even the 6th standard students are nodding their head. Tanya, understood? Yeah, easy. You will get double promotion, Tanya. All right, so that's what it is, children. So write X and Y on either sides. B is giving, so minus 10. A is receiving, so plus 10. And now this A has 2 times, meaning 2 into what is left with B. So 2 into Y minus 10. Now X plus 10 is equal to 2Y minus 20. Bring everybody to the left hand side. So X minus 2Y plus 10 plus 20 is equal to 0. So finally, we have plus 30 is equal to 0 in the standard form. Please write down this. Please write down this. Yeah, you can leave. You're going by yourself, so you can leave. Bye. Done, children? Next one. Okay. Next one. If the length of a rectangle is decreased by 3 units and the breadth is increased by 4 units, then the area will increase by 9 square units. So we'll have to assume the length. Let the length be X units. Excuse me. Let the length be X units. Let the breadth be Y units. You write in full. Let the length of the rectangle be X units. Let the breadth of the rectangle be Y units. So what will be the area? Therefore, area is equal to, area of the rectangle is equal to L into B, X into Y, XY square units. XY square units. L into B, X into Y or XY square units, correct? Okay. Now, if the length of the rectangle is decreased by 3 units, 1 minute. So how will you find, now what we have is the original length, original breadth, and original area. What we have is the original length x units, original breadth y units, and original area xy square units, L into B, x into y square units. Now some alterations have been done with the dimensions. So if you increase or decrease, if you alter the length and breadth, the area also might alter. It may remain the same or it may alter. It may increase or decrease. It may increase or decrease. So here the equation is new length into new breadth is equal to new area. That's the equation. New length into new breadth is equal to new area, correct? Okay, so just write that. So new length into new breadth is equal to new area. Because what you have is the original length, original breadth, and original area. Now, what is the new length? If the length of the rectangle is decreased by 3 units, so x minus 3 is a new length, correct? And if the breadth is increased by 4 units, increased by 4, so increased by 4, then the area will increase by 9 square units. What is the original area? XY. It will increase by 9 square units, so plus 9. Is this correct? New length into new breadth is new area. Is that correct? Okay. What is the new area? The original area plus 9. Why? Because the area increases by 9 square units. The area increases by 9 square units. What was the original area? XY. It increases by 9, so plus 9. So the new area is XY plus 9. And how will you find the new area? New length into new breadth. What's the new length? Original length minus 3. New breadth, original breadth plus 4. Multiply and is equal to the new area. Now x into y plus 4, 8th standard. How do you multiply this? Minus y plus 4 is equal to xy plus 9. Correct? This is correct, children. Last year. This is a product. What do you call this? What is x minus 3? It's a binomial, right? 2 terms. What's y plus 4? Binomial, 2 terms. So you have to multiply the 2 binomials, product of 2 binomials. So how do you multiply that? The first term x into the second bracket y plus 4. The second term minus 3 into the second bracket y plus 4, correct? First term into the second bracket, second term into the second bracket. That's how we multiply. So now multiply x into y, xy plus 4x minus 3y minus 12 is equal to xy plus 9. Now bring everybody to one side. So xy plus 4x minus 3y minus 12 minus xy minus 9 is equal to 0. Now you can see, yeah, correct. Gets cancelled and 4x minus 3y. What's minus 12 minus 9? What's minus 12 minus 9? Minus 21 is equal to 0. All right. This is the required equation. This is the required linear equation in 2 variables, x and y. Write down, children. Please write down. Done writing, Kamalika? Finished? You're not well, darling. You're not feeling well. You look tired. Sports day, practice? All right, next one. Online students, done writing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, next one. So what are the two characters in E? A toy horse and a ball. So let the cost of a toy horse. You should always assume for 1 unit. 1 unit, okay? So let cost of a toy horse be rupees X. And let the cost of a ball be rupees Y. What is given? The cost of a toy horse is rupees 5 less than 4 times the cost of a ball. Let me write that. The cost of a toy horse. So cost of toy horse. Toy horse. Are you looking at the board? The cost of a toy horse is means equal to. The cost of a toy horse is means equal to 5 rupees 5 less than 5 less than. That means something should come here. 5 less than something. So 5 less than meaning minus 5 less than something which should come here. What should come here? 5 less than 4 times the cost of a ball. So 4 times. So here you have 4 times. 4 times cost of a ball minus rupees 5. Now read this. The cost of a toy horse is 5 less than 4 times the cost of a ball. Correct? So whatever is there in English is converted. Here again, we have written in English before we convert that to a mathematical equation. But we can still read this, no? See here, cost of a toy horse is 5 less than something. See, if you say I got 5 marks less than my friend. So it's not 5 minus your friend's mark. If you have scored 5 less than your friend's mark and your friend has got 90, okay, you have got 5 less. So you have got your friend's mark first 90 minus 5 less than something. No, that something should come first. You have got 5 less than something. That something should come first. Every time it is less than, more than, that'll come behind. If it's 5 more than plus 5, 5 less than minus 5, behind. Something will come first because there is 5 less or 5 more than something. That something should come first. So the cost of a toy horse is 5 less than 4 times the cost of a ball. Now just replace. What's the cost of a toy horse? X is 4 times meaning 4y minus 5. This is the equation. Yeah. So this is the. Somebody else has come, Tanya? Who's that? Okay. Yes, you. Yeah. So bring everything to one side. X minus 4y plus 5 is equal to 0 is a required equation. X minus 4y plus 5 is equal to 0 is the required equation, correct? Two. Yeah, you can shift. Anybody still writing? Well, Akshay is not talking. You're still writing, no? Finished writing or you're still writing? Okay, I can go to the next one. Okay, fine. Atrocities begin now, from now. Draw, pick it. Push the table, pull the table. Drop the water bottle, pick the water bottle. Then you fall down once and get up. Okay. Next one. Two batsmen. Okay, have you all taken this question? F. Online students, do you have the question F? Two batsmen A and B.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So two batsmen A and very nice. A and B scored a total of 150 runs in a cricket match. So this is easy, no? Yeah, X plus Y is equal to 150. So I don't have to write. So let the runs scored by batsman A be X and let the runs scored by batsman B be Y. So X plus Y is equal to 150 or X plus Y minus 150 is equal to 0. Very good, very good. Yeah. But I have to still write it. Let the okay. G. Should I write the question for G? You want it? Okay. Yeah, see you. Yeah, see you. Okay. Write down the question if you don't have it. The auto rickshaw fare necessity is rupees 15. Two. The auto rickshaw fare necessity is rupees 15 for the first 2 kilometers and rupees 5 per kilometer and rupees 5 per kilometer for the subsequent distance covered. For the subsequent distance covered. So the auto fare necessity is rupees 15 for the first 2 kilometers. And then it is only rupees 5 per kilometer for the subsequent distance covered. Okay. So now, in this situation, you will have to compute, you should know the total distance you're covering, right? Only if you know the total distance. Now, supposing you hire an auto rickshaw under these conditions and say you travel 30 kilometers. You travel how much? 30 kilometers. So how will you calculate for the first 2 kilometers, 15 rupees? So that means first 2 kilometers, 15 rupees, meaning 2 into 15, 30 rupees. Then for the remaining distance, 30 minus 2, the remaining 28 kilometers, because again, you will not pay him for 13 to 5. No, for the same distance, you will not pay him 2 times. For the first 2 kilometers, rupees 15. Oh, for the first 2 kilometers, it's only rupees 15. I'm sorry. The auto rickshaw fare necessity is rupees 15 for the first 2 kilometers. It's not each. For the first 2 kilometers, it is only rupees 15. That's all. Rupees 15 for the first 2 kilometers. It's not per kilometer, children. It is rupees 15 for the first 2 kilometers. It's not rupees 15 per kilometer for the first 2 kilometers. It is not rupees 15 per kilometer for the first 2 kilometers. It's 15 rupees. 2 kilometers, if you hire the auto rickshaw, for the 2 kilometers, it is 15 rupees. Fixed 15 rupees. So 2 kilometers, 15 rupees. Now, what's the remaining distance you've covered? 28. Now, for this 28, how will you calculate? Into 5 rupees per kilometer. So, carried over 140. So, how much will you pay the automan? You'll pay him 155 rupees. That's what you'll do, right? If you travel 10 kilometers, what will you do? 10 minus 2. So 10 minus 2. For the 2 kilometers, you'll pay him 15 rupees. And for the remaining 8 kilometers, you will pay him at the rate of 5 rupees per kilometer. So 8 into 5, 40. So totally you will give him 55 rupees. Now this one you should write using X and Y. You should write using X and Y. Now, so here you should know the total distance you have covered. So let the total distance you cover be Y. Let the total distance you cover be Y. And then what is the other thing you have to assume? Yeah, tell me. What will be X? Sorry? Subsequent? The subsequent distance covered is X. That means the total distance covered you're saying is X. Okay, if the total distance you have covered is X, then X minus 2 will be the subsequent distance. No, if you say the distance, the total distance is X. If you say the total distance is X, then the remaining distance will be X minus 2, right? Yeah. You now work on this and tell me, children. Just think, give it 2 minutes time. I gave you an example. Yeah. No, my question is simple. My question is we have to use two variables X and Y. You can take anybody that X and Y, no, you can say something is X, something is Y. Like you can call A as X and B as Y, or you can call B as X and A as Y. That is okay. But X and Y is assigned to what and what is my question? X is somebody, Y is somebody. Who is X, who is Y is my question. If you say the total distance is X, okay, the total distance is X. The remaining distance will be, the total distance is X, no? Then minus 2, X minus 2 is the remaining distance. So you don't have to assume another variable for that. Yeah. You have to use two variables X and Y. Huh? After? Are you talking about the question or I've written the question here, no? No, can you understand what he's asking me? After subsequent distance, is there something? No, covered, that's all. அது அந்த பக்கம் எழுதி இருக்கிற கொஸ்டினோட பாதி வந்திருக்கும் பின்ன அந்த பக்கம் அந்த காலம்ல கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கு அங்க வந்து பாசிங் த்ரூ -5, -4 இருக்கு. ஓ ஐ அம் சாரி, தட் வாஸ் விசிபிள், இஸ் இட்? No, this is the question. When I had put it on the screen board, probably the questions are in 2 columns. The questions, all these are questions in 2 columns. நான் second column தான் போட்டோ எடுத்து போர்ட்ல போட்டேன். அந்த first column இருக்க கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கு. -5, -4. That's not a part of this question. Okay, this is the question. Yeah, online students. Who's X, who's Y? X is the distance and Y is the total fare. Y is the total fare. See here, just take an example. Now, supposing you cover 10 kilometers, okay? So 10 kilometers. So you don't know it is 10 kilometers. So you will call this X, right? You will call this one X. So it is 15 rupees and then X minus 2 kilometers into 5 rupees, right? Correct? 15 rupees for the first 2 kilometers. Then X total distance is X minus 2 into 5 for the remaining distance. When you add these two, what will you get? You will get the total fare, which is Y. When you add these two, you should say it's equal to something, no? This one is nothing but the total fare, correct? So the total fare is called Y. The total fare is called Y. X is the total distance covered and Y is the total fare. Or you can say Y is the total distance covered and X is the total fare. That is fine. But the two things are total distance and total fare. Okay. So you can write like this, total fare. Total fare is equal to fare for the first 2 kilometers, plus fare for the subsequent distance or the remaining distance, fare for the remaining distance. In the ரெண்டு fares you add பண்ணாதான் total fare வரும். Fare for the first 2 kilometers, fare for the remaining distance. In the ரெண்டுத்தையும் add பண்ணா you will get the total fare. How much you should pay the, automan. All right. So let the total fare be Y. Let the total fare be Y. Or you can say X also. Anything is equal to, what is the fare for the first 2 kilometers? 15. Plus, what will be the remaining distance? Let's say the total distance is X. So the remaining distance will be X minus 2. And what will be the fare into 5? In the assumption தான் நீங்க முன்னாடி எழுதணும். I wrote like this because you might wonder like how to know that we have to write these assumptions. So this equation you will understand. How will you settle the person, the Ottoman? How will you settle him? So you will add this one only, no? In your mind, you will do this. Okay, first 2 kilometers, 15 rupees. Remaining distance, that multiplication you will do, and you will add these two things, right? That's what I've written here. Fare for the first 2 kilometers plus the fare for the remaining distance. You will add these two. And what is that equal to? The total fare. That's what I've written here. Total fare is fare for the first 2 kilometers plus fare for the remaining distance. So I'm calling the total fare as Y. First 2 kilometers is 15 plus 5 into the remaining distance, X minus 2. So now tell me, what should you assume? You should write this one first, actually, children. You should say, let the total distance covered, let the total distance covered be X kilometers. Let the total fare be rupees Y. Then you must write this. Okay, now Y is equal to 15 plus 5X minus 10, correct? Now bring everybody to one side. Now I'll bring this Y here, no? Can I write it like this? 5X, what is 15 minus 10? 5 plus 5. Then this Y, if it comes here, minus Y plus 5 is equal to 0. Can I write it like this? I'm bringing this Y to this side. 5X minus Y, then 15 minus 10 is plus 5 is equal to 0. This is the required equation. This is the required equation. Very, very, very commonly asked question. Particularly to make a graph. Very commonly asked. Did you watch the recording, Roshni? Okay. You wrote down? So first we need to write this. Let the total, you need to write these two statements first. Then we have to write this. This is over. And sadly, many of us go wrong while doing this one. I don't know why. This is clear, children? So supposing it is for the first, if the fare is fixed for the first 3 kilometers, if the fare is fixed for the first 3 kilometers, like the auto rickshaw fare in the city is rupees 15 for the first 3 kilometers, for example, or say first 4 kilometers, then it will be what? 15 is for the 4 kilometer, not per kilometer it is. For the 4 kilometers, it's only rupees 15. So 15 plus, what will be the remaining distance? X minus 4. X minus 4 will be the remaining distance into the rate per kilometer, 5 rupees, is equal to the total fare, Y. Finish writing, online students? Any questions?
No questions, ma'am.
Okay. You're counting something? I have only the questions. Yeah, children. So I want you to tell me what is X, what is Y. There will be two variables used, X and Y. So who's X, who's Y? Think. I'll give you a good 5 minutes. No hurry. But I want you to say. Yeah. இல்லையா அதுதான் கொடுத்தாச்சு. Fixed வந்து 800 கொடுத்தாச்சு. The family spends 800 rupees as fixed monthly amount on rice. 800 ரூபாய் கண்டிப்பா மாசம் செலவாகும் ரைஸுக்கு. அதுக்கப்புறம் இன்னும் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வேணும்னா 25 rupees per kg. ரைஸ் எக்ஸ் தான், அது என்ன extra rice purchase. Let the correct, you're right. Yes, online. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, let the extra amount of rice be X and total amount spent be Y.
Correct. Very good. Very good. So let that extra amount of rice purchased be X and let the total amount spent on rice be Y. Because now every month you have to spend 800 on rice. That's fixed. Now in a particular month, if you need 3 kgs extra, you will spend 3 into 75. In another month you might need whatever 5 kgs extra. You don't know. That's why X. How much extra you need, we don't know. That's why X. Variables are used when you don't know the fixed value. If you know it is 5 kgs, it's a constant. You will not use a variable. You use a variable because you don't know how much extra you need. So let that extra quantity you need be X. So if you're buying 7 kgs extra, 7 into 25. So you don't know how much. So X into 25 is the amount spent on that extra rice purchased. 800 is a fixed cost. The variable cost is 25X. The total expenditure has two things, the fixed cost and the variable cost. Fixed cost is 800. The variable cost is because it depends on how much extra you need. So that will keep varying. It's a variable cost. Okay, so let that extra quantity of rice you need be X. So what's the variable cost? X into 25. X kgs you need extra into 25 will be the cost. So 800 rupees plus 25X rupees will be equal to the total cost of Y. So Y is the total expenditure on rice. You should call that as Y. Yeah, and Swati said that right. Good. So you must say let the extra quantity of rice needed or required, okay, needed be X kgs. Let the total cost or let the total expenditure on rice, okay, let's say let the total expenditure, because it's given family spends, no, so let the total expenditure on rice be rupees Y. Let the total expenditure on rice be rupees Y. So the total expenditure is equal to the fixed cost plus the variable cost. Fixed cost plus the variable cost. What's the total expenditure? Y. What's the fixed cost? 800 rupees. What's the variable cost? You want X kgs extra. How much is it per kg? 25 rupees. So 25 into X. So 25X. Now bring everybody to one side. So 25X minus Y plus 800 is equal to 0 is a required equation. All right? Yeah. All of you have learned linear equations in school. You have not learned. Hariharan, this chapter linear equations, you completed in school. Anybody not completed here? No. Okay. Yeah. All the others completed. Online students who still to learn linear equations in school? Anirudhan finished. Sahana?
Finished, ma'am.
Okay. Krishna Priyan?
Yes, ma'am. Finished, ma'am.
Blessy?
Finished, ma'am.
Okay. Hari Pranav also finished. What about Prenu?
I'm going to complete.
Okay. You finished, no? Kamla Laksha Niveda, you finished? Okay. Only you haven't. No, that doesn't make a difference. Just asking. Done, children? So this is the crucial part of this is also a crucial part of the chapter where you're given situations and you have to convert them to mathematical equations using two variables x and y. You should know whom to call x, whom to call y. So those two things you should be able to describe. Sometimes to make it easy for students, it will be given, take the extra quantity of rice needed to be x and the total expenditure as y, that will be given. I have not given that. Sometimes it's given to you. Take this one as x, take this one as y. Then everything becomes simple. So even if it is not given, you should know how to do it. Okay, next one. Next one, you can do it yourself. The cost of 2 tables and 3 chairs is rupees 3,500. Tell me the equation. The cost of 2 tables and 3 chairs is rupees 3,500. Yeah, no, but more specific. Let the number of chairs, let the chair be the chair or let the cost of one chair be rupees x 3 rupees 3 அப்ப உன் கடையில கியூ நிக்கும். Okay, I told you should always assume for a unit. For 1 unit, you should assume. You should not say let the cost of 3 chairs be x. You should not assume like that. You must not say let the cost of 3 chairs be x and 2 tables be y. So x plus y is equal to 3,500. It's correct. It's not wrong, but you're not expected to assume like that. You must always assume for 1 unit. Let the cost of 1 chair be rupees x and 1 table be rupees y. Yeah. So 1 table is x rupees. 2 tables will be 2x rupees. 1 chair, y rupees. 3 chairs, 3y rupees. So இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் add பண்ணும். Total cost. Total cost is 3,500. That's all. This is the required equation in the standard form. Yeah, correct. In the standard form. Very good. Done writing, online students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll wait. Yeah, I think it should be done by now.
Finished.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, next one. Half the perimeter of a rectangular park is 40 meters. Half the perimeter of a rectangular park is 40 meters. So what do you assume here? The length and the breadth of the park, right? Should assume the length and the breadth. X plus is equal to? Correct. Okay. Yeah. Because what is perimeter? 2 into L plus B. What is semi-perimeter or half the perimeter? 2 into L plus B by 2. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So semi-perimeter is L plus B. Perimeter is 2 into L plus B. So half the perimeter or semi-perimeter will be by 2. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So L plus B is nothing but semi-perimeter. L plus B is semi-perimeter or half the perimeter. So you must say let length of the park be X meters. Let the breadth of the park Y meters. Okay. So half the perimeter or semi-perimeter is 40. So semi-perimeter is equal to, look at the board. What is this? Semi-perimeter is equal to 40. That means 2 into L plus B by 2 is equal to 40. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. And we know length is X and breadth is Y is equal to 40. So X plus, very good, transpose. So X plus Y minus 40 is equal to 0 is a required equation. Yeah, right on. Done, children? Finished online, students?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, very good. Okay, the next one is after 5 years. After 5 years, the age of the father, after 5 years, the age of the father will be 2 times the age of his son. Will be 2 times the age of his son. And here also, please assume the present ages. Please assume the present ages. Let the present age of the father be X. Let the present age of the son be Y. Okay, we'll start like that. Let the present age. So let me not, I'll just make a table. Okay, so father, son, present age after 5 years. After 5 years. Yeah, after 5 years. Alright, what will be the present? What shall we assume the present age of the father to be? X. Present age of the son? Y. After 5 years, father will be X plus 5. After 5 years, the son would be Y plus 5. Now go to the condition given in the question. After 5 years, so we are going to use only these two. We are not going to use X and Y because now we are not in the present, we are in the future. We are in the future where the father's age is X plus 5 and the son's age is Y plus 5. We are not in the present. So we will not use X and Y for the equations. We'll use only X plus 5 and Y plus 5 because we are in the future now. So after 5 years, the age of the father will be, father, see the age of the father, this is the age of the father, will be means equal to, is, was, will be, would be, all this means equal to. The age of the father will be 2 times, meaning 2 into the age of a son. Now your doubt will be age of the son now or future. We are already into the future. We are not in the present at all. We are already into the future. After 5 years, so now we are all in the future. After 5 years, the age of the father will be 2 times the age of a son. At that time only. Supposing they're talking about the present age of the son, it will be mentioned. 2 times the present age of the son will be mentioned. That also can be a condition, but that will be mentioned. 2 times the present age of the son. If nothing is mentioned, we are in the future. Yeah. So 2 times the age of his son, Y plus 5. Yeah. So now X plus 5 is equal to 2Y plus 10. X minus 2Y plus 5 minus 10 is equal to 0. X minus 2Y minus is a required equation. All right. Please write down, children. Done writing, children? Finished, online students?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Next one is when 5 times the larger of the two numbers, when 5 times the larger of the two numbers is divided by the smaller one is divided by the smaller one. The quotient and remainder are 2 and 5 respectively, 2 and 9 respectively. The quotient and remainder are 2 and 9 respectively. Quotient and remainder. Don't write Q and R, you write quotient remainder. Then using their variables Q and R. Q is quotient, write it fully. Quotient, or if you can understand, fine. When 5 times the larger of the two numbers is divided by the smaller one, the quotient and remainder are 2 and 9 respectively. So here it talks about two numbers. They say they've used the terms no larger number, smaller number, larger number, smaller number. So there are two numbers in this situation. There is one larger number, one smaller number. So let the smaller number be x. Let the smaller number be x. Let the larger number be y. Now we have to use a division algorithm. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus the remainder. Okay, dividend is equal to divisor. I'll just use a small d, okay, for divisor. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus the remainder. Correct? Yeah. So when 5 times the larger of the two numbers is divided by the smaller one. So that means here, let me write it like this. When 5 times the larger of the two numbers, which is the larger of the two numbers? Y. 5 times that, so 5y, is divided by the smaller one. We get 2 as the quotient and 9 as the remainder. Correct? Just put it in the division form, then you will understand better. Put it in the division form, then you can fill it in the division algorithm. Okay, so when 5 times the larger of the two, 5 times the larger of the two numbers, larger of the two numbers is y. 5 times that. This one is divided by the smaller one. This one is divided by x. Then we get 2 as the quotient and 9 as the remainder. So now fill it here. What's the dividend? 5y is equal to divisor x. Quotient 2. Remainder 9. So 5y is equal to 2x plus 9. Bring everybody to one side. 2x minus 5y plus 9 is equal to 0 is the required equation. Right? Right. Then writing? Yeah. Veda, finish writing, Niveda. Online students completed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah, online students use emoji. Raise your hand. Haripranav, Aniruddhan, Swati, Blessy, Sahana, Prenu, and Krishna Priyan. Okay. Okay, very good. All right, children. Okay. The last one in this heading is age of a father 5 years ago. Age of a father 5 years ago. Age of a father 5 years ago was 2 years more than 2 years more than 2 years more than 7 times the age of a son at that time. So father, son, percentage, and then 5 years ago, right? Age 5 years ago. Age is 5 years ago. That is in the past. X, Y, X minus 5, Y minus 5. Now, age of a father, please listen children, then you can write age of a father 5 years ago. So what should I write? X minus 5. Was means equal to. Is was means equal to. Was so equal to 2 years more than. See 2 years more than 2 years less than means here it will come. 2 years more than something. So more than 7 times the age of a son at that time. That is 2 years ago. 7 times the age of a son at that time. At that time, meaning 5 years ago, what was the age of the sun? Y minus 5. We'll write it again. See here. You should keep writing as you read the question. You should not read it and then write. You should not read and then write. As you read, you should keep writing. As you read, see age of a father 5 years ago. Write that. What was the age of the father 5 years ago? X minus 5. Then was. Then put an equal to sign. 2 years more than, meaning plus 2. 7 times the age of the sun at that time. Age of the sun at that time, y minus 5. 7 times meaning 7 into. So 7 into y minus 5. That's all. Yeah, write down children. This minus 33. So okay, 1 is equal to 7y minus 33. So x minus 5 minus 7y plus 33. X minus 7y plus 28 is equal to 0. This is the required equation. No, use a pencil no on that paper, please. I didn't do that because he's new to the class and I have not shared that material with him, coordinate geometry. So this today I'll share with him and next class we'll discuss it. How many of you have got the Xerox to the class today? Coordinate geometry? Yeah, please get it to the next class. Okay, please get it to the next class, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Next, children. Okay, so we'll just recall quickly in 5 minutes what we did in last class for 2.5 hours. Okay. What is AX plus B? It's the standard form of a linear polynomial. We'll say polynomial. The expression is correct, but it's a standard form of a linear polynomial, right? In one variable x. Very good. It's a standard form of a linear polynomial in one variable x. Conditions a and b real numbers, but a should not be 0. Then when you equate this to 0, what is it called? Linear equation. Very good. Ax plus b is equal to 0 is a standard form of a linear equation in one variable x. Again, where a and b are real numbers, but a should not be equal to 0. And how many solutions does this have? Only one solution. It has only one solution. Yeah, it has only one solution. And how do you geometrically represent the solution?
A point on a number line.
Point on the number line. The solution is represented by a point on the number line. Now, the same linear equation in one variable x can be treated as a linear equation in two variables x and y. Okay, so then it will look like ax plus 0y. 0y plus b is equal to 0. You'll introduce that y, like supposing you have 3x minus 7 is equal to 0, then 3x plus 0y minus 7 is equal to 0. Now, every linear equation in one variable x can be treated as a linear equation in two variables x and y. In that case, since for every value of x, you will get a corresponding value of y, and the vice versa, you can make a table, right? An XY table you can make like this. You can get 3 points, but you know that you can get infinitely many points. When y is something, x is something, correct? So clearly, this has infinitely many solutions. This one will have infinitely many solutions. When you treat a linear equation in one variable x as a linear equation in two variables x and y, it will have infinitely many solutions. And the geometrical representation is a straight line in the Cartesian plane. And we know that on the straight line, there are infinitely many points. On the straight line, there are infinitely many points. All those points will be solutions to this equation. Or you'll get a straight line. And a straight line has infinitely many points on it. Every point on that straight line will satisfy this equation. That is on the straight line. If you have so many points, no? You take the address of this point and you substitute for x and y here. The equation will be satisfied. Take any point, take the x value, y value, put it here and here. The equation will be satisfied. Like when you work this, you will get 0. The equation will be satisfied. Okay. Next, linear equation in two variables x and y. Linear equation in one linear equation in two variables x and y. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is a linear equation in two variables x and y, where a, b, c are real numbers, and the condition is a square plus b square should not be 0. That means if a is 0, b should not be 0. If b is 0, a should not be 0. Both a and b should not be 0 at the same time. Okay, before that, what is ax plus by plus c? It's a standard form of a linear polynomial in two variables x and y. standard form of a linear polynomial in two variables x and y. Linear because the power of x is 1, y is 1. So linear. When you equate this one to 0, it's called a linear equation in two variables x and y. And it has infinitely many solutions. And it's a straight line in the Cartesian plane. So straight line in the Cartesian plane. Okay. And I also told you how to, now supposing, okay, let me just ask him. Children, now tell me, what is the equation of this line? What is the equation of this line? Either x-axis கிடையாது இதாக்கும் x-axis நான் மார்க் பண்ணிருக்கேன் இல்ல நான் அந்த பாயிண்டோட அட்ரஸ் கேட்கல அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் லைனோட ஈக்குவேஷன் என்ன there's a straight line no going through 4 அதோட ஈக்குவேஷன் என்ன அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் லைனோட ஈக்குவேஷன் என்ன இல்ல one by one who wants to answer put your hand up slightly put your hand up yeah tell me 0 y is equal to x அப்ப அந்த 400 நம்பரே இல்லையா அங்க
Can I?
Yeah, yes, Vati.
Y equals 4.
Y is equal to 4.
4.
Yeah, you're right. Y is equal to 4. Can you just explain that, Swati? Very good. Why is it y is equal to 4?
Ma'am, if a line is parallel to x-axis, then it means that it is at an equidistance from x-axis, ma'am. So this line, any point if you take, then y will be 4. The ordinate will be 4, and the abscissa will be different.
Change. Very good. Y is always 4. So y is equal to 4. Very good. Thank you, Swati. So if you mark any point on the straight line, you know, take any point here. Well, it will be like -1, 4. -1, 4. Now don't tell me you didn't mark anything. You can take any. If you take another point here, it will be like -2, 4, correct? And then you take a point here, maybe it will be 2, 4. So what do you see? Y is always 4. So y is equal to 4 is the equation of this line. It's very easy. Just take whenever you want to find equations of lines parallel to the x and y axis. Otherwise, you cannot find like this. I told you the other day, if a line runs across like this, you cannot find its equation just like that. Only for lines, even this line has an equation. This line has an equation. We can find. That's different. The way we find will be different. We can find, but not as easy as this one. So when a line is parallel to the x-axis or the y-axis, simply take 2 or 3 points on that straight line. Either the x-coordinate will be a constant or the y-coordinate will be a constant. Something will be fixed. The other one will keep changing. Now don't ask me if both are fixed. No, it won't be like that. One, if it is parallel, it will not be like that. One will be fixed, the other will change. So what is fixed here? Y, the ordinate is 4, y is 4. That's only the equation. In the standard form, it will be 0x. See, y is equal to 4, right? So y minus 4 is equal to 0. Or 0x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. Whatever option is given. Whatever option is given. Correct, children? Okay. Now, if this line were below, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. If this line were below like this, and say it passes through what? This is the negative side of the y-axis, right? So I'm putting -6. It's not my convenience that I'm putting -6 there. This is the negative side of the y-axis. So it'll be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Say it passes through -6. Now mark a few points here. Now this is 1, and this is say -1. So what will be the address of this point? The address of this point will be -1, -6. What will be the address of this point? 1, minus 6. What's the address of this point? 0, minus 6. What is constant? Minus 6. And that is the x coordinate or the y coordinate? So that means y is equal to minus 6. Y is equal to minus 6. The y coordinate is always minus 6. The y coordinate is always minus 6. So that means y plus 6 is equal to 0 is the equation. Correct? X-axis, sorry, y-axis, x-axis. Suppose the line is here, like this. And say this is 4. What will be the equation? Yeah. Mark some points, children. What will be the address of this point? 4, 0. Here. So like this one is say 2. So what will be this one? 4, 2. 4, 2. So somewhere here it's minus 5. So what will be the address of this? So what is fixed? X is equal to 4 because x coordinate is 4. So x is equal to 4. Or x minus 4 is equal to 0. If it's here, and supposing this is 10, this is 10, 0, then maybe this is 10, 2, and this is 10, minus 5. So x is equal to 10. The equation is x is equal to 10 or x minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay. So to find the equation or the equations of the lines parallel to the x or y axis, very simple. Just mark a few points on it. Yeah, you understood. Okay. Now, yeah.
Isn't it minus 4, 0 and minus 4, 2?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, my God. Yeah. Sorry. This is minus 4 children. I'm sorry. Thank you, Swati. It's minus on the other side, no? So negative. So minus 4, minus 4, minus 4, minus 4. So it will be x is equal to minus 4 or x plus 4 is equal to 0. Yeah, you're right, Swati. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Why did you give me that stare, Laksha? All right. Yeah. Now, based on this understanding, answer this question. Okay. Based on this understanding, answer this question. I'll write it above because it's congested. So I'll write it above here. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Correct? Okay. ಇಲ್ಲ question ಅದಿಲ್ಲ. Yeah. All right, children. So with respect to this figure, answer these questions. Please take down the figure, and these are the questions. Write the equations of the sides of the rectangle. Let me name it, call it ABCD. ABCD is a rectangle. Okay. First question, write the equation of the sides of the rectangle. Write the equations. Write the equations of the sides of the rectangle. Of the rectangle ABCD. That's the first question. And then find the area of the rectangle ABCD. Find the area of rectangle ABCD. Yeah. AR, area. AR is area. Find AR meaning area, children. Area of rectangle ABCD. AR stands for area. I wonder how you would have been when you were in kindergarten. See how the girls are so composed and quiet, huh? 9 girls, and I don't even have to see them. So quiet there. Yeah, Aniruddhan, what's the equation of the line segment AB or the side AB? Aniruddhan?
Are you sharing anything, ma'am?
My screen has been shared all the while.
No, ma'am. Now there is an issue, network issue in my house, ma'am.
No, now or for a long time. I've been sharing the screen from the beginning of the class.
No, ma'am. Just on for 5 minutes, I think.
You must immediately leave the meeting and join again, no?
Okay, ma'am.
So what were you doing then, Aniruddhan? If you were not able to see the screen, then I was writing, I have drawn something on the screen. What were you doing? Okay, let's not waste time further. Please leave the meeting and rejoin.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
No, I can repeat the question, but my concern is, can you see my screen now?
Now I can see.
For the last 5 minutes, you've been sitting without writing the question, huh? Don't you know that if you can't, tell me.
The screen was sharing, ma'am, but you are writing on, ma'am. That part I cannot see, ma'am. I thought you were talking to the class.
Then you should have immediately checked my mic. No, I was not on mute. Oh, I was right. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Now you can see what I've written on the screen, right, Aniruddhan? Yeah. Now, Aniruddhan, please tell me the equation of the side AB. ABCD is a rectangle. Look at the graph. ABCD is a rectangle. You have to write the equations of the sides AB, BC, CD, and AD. Now, just before we discussed how to write equations of lines parallel to the X and Y axis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand them clearly?
I didn't, ma'am. Because when you are teaching that, I was left out of the class because of a small network issue. Here, after 9 o'clock, some network issue will be there. Here.
Oh.
For last 2 weeks, there is a network issue.
Oh, okay. Then I'll do one thing. I'll just tomorrow when I download the recording, I'll share it with you. Please watch the last half an hour, okay? Very important it is, so you cannot afford to miss it. Okay. Okay, Aniruddhan, fine. Yeah, children, what's this equation of the side AB?
Y equals minus 40.
Y is equal to?
Minus 40.
Minus 40. Minus 40, correct. Y is equal to minus 40 or? Standard form? Y plus 40 is equal to 0. Very good, Swati. Next, BC. Equation of BC. 18, yaar, 18.
X equals 18.
X is equal to 18 or X minus 18 is equal to 0. Then equation of CD.
Y equals 0.
Y is equal to 0 because it's x-axis itself. On the x-axis, the y coordinate is always 0. 4, 0, 8, 0, 12, 0. So y is equal to 0. Then AD.
X equals 4, ma'am.
X is equal to 4 or X minus 4 is equal to 0. Very good. Yeah. I'm writing the answer here. Equation of AB, BC, CD, AD. This is the answer, children. Equation of BC, equation of CD, equation of AD. AB will be Y is equal to, okay, I'll take the next slide, sorry. Equation of AB. AB is what? Y will always be minus 40. Y will always be minus 40. No, I'll not explain because then you cannot think at all. So I'll just write and you check with what you have written. Now area of the rectangle. Area of rectangle ABCD is equal to L into B, that is AB into CD. AB into BC also, BC.
720 units square.
Okay. So how much is it? 18 minus 4, no? 18 minus 4 is the length. What is 18 minus 4? 14. Into 40. Into 40. Who's right? I'm right or you're all right? How 18? How 18 children? எப்படி 18 எனக்கு தெரியல. நீங்க தான் சொல்லணும். எப்படி 18 எனக்கு தெரியல. 18 18 14 Yeah, 18 minus 4. Yeah, 18 minus 4. 18 தான் இருக்கு பட் இங்க போய் ஒன்னும் இல்லையே. 18 minus 4. 18 minus 18 16 க்கும் 20 க்கும் நடுவுல 18. 18 minus 4 முன்னாடி இருக்கு. minus 4. So 14 தான் length. Breadth is 40. Don't take negative 40. It's not minus 40. Length is positive. So 14 into 40.
560.
560. 560 square units. 560 square units. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Understood this, children? Yeah. Online students, any questions?
No doubts, ma'am.
All right. If you have not finished, write it fast, children. Quickly write it. Here, all of you finished? Okay, here in the class, all of them are finished. If you have not, please take a screenshot.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay.
Finished, ma'am.
Very nice. Okay. Okay, online students, class, that's it for today's session. Thank you so much, children. You may leave the call. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night, children.